So tell me a little bit about you and what it is you do for Entain.
My name's Kamala and I work in the Coral branch. In 2011, I actually worked for Gala Bingo, based in Woolwich. Unfortunately, they sold that. I ended up working in Corals. At first, really didn't feel for the job, you know, me in a betting shop was like a bit of a taboo, you know, no, I'm not working there. Gave it a try. After 2-3 weeks, started to really enjoy the job. I enjoyed meeting the customers, the banter, just getting to know people, and quite a talkative person, so it was nice, yes.
Good. We've got that Caribbean connection.
Yeah.
You know, my dad was from Trinidad, you were from Jamaica. So with regards Windrush, because a lot of people don't really know the context. So between the years of kind of 1948 and 1971, you know, generation of Caribbean people, mainly from Jamaica and Trinidad, came to England, were invited, in fact, to kind of help rebuild and fill in the labour workforce in the UK. You know, in 2018, it came about that, you know, there was what we call the Windrush scandal, where, you know, lots of, you know, people who were originally from the Caribbean had been working here for decades, obviously got caught up in, you know, government scandal. If you can take me through how that impacted, you know, you personally, your family, your work situation.
Well, the start of my Windrush scandal was, I'd say, back in 2015. I was asked for proof of right to work. Previously, I'd brought in P60 and a birth certificate, which they accepted. Yeah. Then 2015, I was asked again to supply. I brought in the same documents, and HR obviously was in contact with the Home Office, and they refused to accept that. Then asking me for more proof, which at the time I didn't have a passport, because when I came over here from Jamaica, I actually came on my sister's passport. 2 weeks after that, my area manager came in and unfortunately he had to suspend me. I went home, spoke to my daughter. She was my rock. She contacted the MP. MP contacted Corals and sort of pleaded with them actually to let me keep my job.
Obviously, it was a traumatic period in your life, you know, both personally. I can imagine the impact it would have had on your family. Obviously, you've explained your work situation. So how did it all resolve? Right,
so I spent like still months going back and forth, solicitors, emailing MP. Then I had to go and do biometrics. Once we got the proof from social services that I was in their care at the years it mentioned. And then I think it was all solved in the December. I went on to be a deputy manager and then shop manager, which was what I always wanted to do when I first joined the company 2011, was to just aim big, and I achieved it. So I just loved it. I had passion for it. I was pretty good at KPIs, you know, back then it was signing up, connect. I don't know, I think I like challenges, and yeah, I think more challenges, yeah.